welcome to this isn't a Homebrew Wednesday because it's Sunday, so it's a Homebrew Sunday. So I thought it would be worthwhile me doing a little update video for you, because there's been a few changes to the brewery and a few updates on what I've been doing recently as well, because I haven't really posted a huge amount of brew videos, even though I have actually been brewing. So reason I've not posted lots of updates, lots of videos, is because I'm brewing kind of the same beers that I've already done videos for. So I've done a Pale Ale recently, and I've done a New England IPA recently. Both of them I've done brew videos for before, very similar to previous recipes that I've done, with very slight modifications. So I hope it's a bit boring doing a brew day video of a beer that I've basically done before. I want the content on this channel to be different to what, not to everything else, just different. I don't want to be doing the same things over and over again. I want new content. So I felt that it was right that I just didn't bother videoing them. One of them, it was lucky because my wife decided to invite a load of people over for a barbecue on the same day, and it all turned out while I was still doing the brew day, and that would have been just weird videoing stuff while people were around here. But it also meant I was able to socialise and stuff, so it was all good. There's been a few updates to the brewery, which you will see in a brew day video that's coming up. In some of my previous brew day videos, you'll see that when I got my new mash tun, I also decided to buy a small stainless steel rotating spar jar. Cost me 27 quid from the Homebrew shop, which is an online shop. It's not a shop that I go to, it's an online shop called the Homebrew shop. It was 27 quid. Don't feel it was money well spent, to be honest, but it gave me an idea of how to do a rotating spar jar. So the idea of this rotating spar jar that I got was it was just a steel arm with the ends blocked up, holes on the sides, some pointing one way, some pointing the other way, so that when the jets of water sprayed out in different directions, it would cause the arm to spin round. That was held together by a pole which had a wire running through the middle of it, which held the rotating arm bit in place. So there were some cock-ups that I had with it. I decided that the main pole was too long. I decided to chop it in half to make it shorter so that it was further up, away from the actual grain bed. That, of course, I didn't realise there was a piece of wire running through the middle of it, caused a whole load of problems, which I fixed, got it all sorted, soldered it back in place, got it working again. But it was a very small arm. It was about this big, and my mash tun's like this wide, so I felt that the middle part of my mash tun was the only part that was getting the necessary water. I also discovered, so as part of that, I also built a new spar jar, which I will show you in a minute. Well, I'll show you it here. So this is the new spar jar that I built. So I'll go into a bit of detail in a minute when I take the camera off the tripod to show you exactly what I've done. But yeah, this works really, really well. As part of the process of trying to figure out why my spar jar was not giving me much power, I also had a look at my hose system from the pump onwards. So from the pump going into the Herms coil and then coming back out the Herms coil into the spar jar, I discovered that, or realised that my Herms coil, which was done with a piece of 8mm, I think it was 10mm copper tubing, which is usually used for something to do with air conditioning. It's a 10-metre pipe, I think it was, 10-metre pipe. So it's a 10-metre coil. It's a very, very long distance for the water to travel, and also the water was travelling from a nice thick silicone hose into a really tiny thin 10mm coil. So I felt that the flow rate was being reduced by the reduction in the inner diameter of the coil, but also the distance that it was having to travel in order to get to the spar jar. So by the time I got to the spar jar, the power had gone out of the whole flow, and that's why I think that I had problems with it rotating. So I've been and fixed that. So I've done 2 things in order to fix that, and things are working really well now. So let me just take the camera off the tripod and I will show you these things. So here is my new spar jar. So as you can see, it's pretty simple. It's a piece of 15mm copper pipe, or just cut up into two arms with central arm running through the middle of it. I've got one compression elbow fitting, another compression elbow fitting, which has got a reducer from I think that's a 20mm fitting. I can't remember what that end is. I think it's 20mm, going down to a 15mm fitting, ready for this, and then I've got a T-bar down here. So everything's done with compression fittings. The thing that makes this work, as you can see, is I've got holes going along the side here, and what I've done here is on the other side again I've got holes going on the side. I've also got some on the bottom to make sure that I get the middle. So what you can see here is that as the jet of water is spraying out, it causes the arm to rotate round. Yeah. So the way that I've got the arm rotating round is there's a hole that I've drilled right through the middle here, and then what we have is I've got a piece of copper wire. I put a solder on the end of this piece of copper wire here, and that copper wire runs all the way up into here and is soldered onto the inside of this piece of copper pipe here, and then that copper pipe is loosely fitted into this compression fitting, and then that compression fitting's done up, not all the way, because what ends up happening with it getting done up all the way is there is a little bit of tightness, but it's done up all the way without the little copper collar that comes with these compression fittings. That's been removed so that you don't get the collar tightening onto the copper pipe. So then what happens is effectively what you've got the bar at the bottom kind of hanging on the middle of the central bar, and it works really well. I mean, what I do find is that there is a little bit of water that comes out through this joint here, because as you can see, because there's no collar in there, the water does leak out a little bit. That means that I then get a central trickle here, which isn't too bad. The spray from the holes in the side gives it enough thrust to make sure that it all comes around, and if I want to take the ends off, you know, I've made everything done with compression fittings, so it's really easy to take apart, really easy to clean. You know, really pleased with this, to be honest. You know, the one I bought cost me 27 quid. This cost me like, you know, a couple of quid for all of these little bits, 6-7 quid for the whole thing probably. You know, really pleased with it, really happy with the way it works. Anyway, you'll see in another brew day video this one working, but yeah, so the one thing that I also needed to do to get this to work properly was I needed to amend my Herms coil. So I've really simplified my Herms coil. So before I had a massive, effectively a wart chiller inside my Herms system, and now what I've got is a very simple copper pipe system. This is nice because it seems to fit. You know, I've built it specifically for this to make sure that it fits well. But all it is you know, water in, water comes down the pipe, water goes out, and it's, you know, it's enough. It's enough for it to be able to heat up to the temperature of the water that's in the boil kettle, or in the hot liquor tank. But it's also you know, enough so that it doesn't lose power when it comes out the other end, so I get a nice powerful flow of water going into my mash tun. So I'm really pleased with it. I've noticed it with my recirculations. You know, I'm able to control the flow of water a lot better. I've got the spray balls that I'm using now, and them sitting in the top of the mash tun. You know, the liquor that comes out of that has got a lot more force to it. So I'm really pleased with it. So yeah, these two modifications have drastically improved you know, the way things go on a brew day with regards to, you know, my sparging and my recirculating. So yeah, I'm really pleased with the way that these things have gone. So yeah, there you have it. You know, 2 modifications that I've made to my brewing setup recently that have made a massive difference. You know, I was getting disappointed that I'd spent a load of money on getting a new mash tun, and all of a sudden there's some problems with my sparging was not working as well as I wanted, and then when I updated my sparge arm to be much bigger, you know, I couldn't get the power through it, it wasn't working as well as I hoped. So, you know, I've discovered what the problem was, which is the flow through the Holmes coil. Managed to fix that, and I've got everything working nicely. I'm really happy that, you know, these are things that I've made myself. It's been really easy, so it's easy for me to you know, tinker with them, get them fitting, get them working better. So yeah, you know, that's the things that I've done, as well as the brew days that I've done that I've not videoed. Got a brew day coming up soon for you guys anyway, because I've already done it myself. I've got to edit the video of a chocolate stout coming up, ready for the winter. Apart from that, I haven't got any brew days planned. Another brew day planned probably in about 3 weeks' time. We want to do a crystal Weizen, which has been inspired by a beer that Timmy Jenkins sent me. He's been kind enough to send me the recipe as well. So I really want to give that a go and give that a video. So that'll be the next brew day video coming up. So until that, guys, I will see you then. Take care.